Hello everyone, welcome back to the Jikook Diaries channel. Imagine being in a sea of thousands of screaming armies. The stadium lights dimming, BTS's music blaring throughout the arena, and just as everyone is focused on the night's big performance, something completely unexpected happens. Something so small, but enough to send the entire Jikook fandom into a frenzy on social media. Many fans even said they couldn't sleep after seeing this moment. Because this time, what Jungkook did for Jimin felt different. It wasn't just your typical attention. It wasn't just a stage interaction like we've seen so many times before. The way Jungkook looked at Jimin, the way he moved closer to him, and the expression that followed made fans wonder the same thing. Was this actually an accidental love confession? And honestly, the more fancam videos emerged from various angles, the harder it was for armies to deny how emotional the moment was. The night actually started out like any other BTS concert. The crowd's energy was incredible. The stadium was filled with purple light sticks that moved like waves of light. All the members performed energetically and seemed to be enjoying every moment with the fans. But from the start of the concert, many people noticed something different between Jungkook and Jimin. The camera repeatedly caught Jungkook quietly watching Jimin while the other members were talking. Even when Jimin chuckled at RM's comment, the main camera briefly showed Jungkook smiling and staring at him for a long time. Initially, fans thought it was just a casual moment. Everyone knew Jungkook and Jimin had been close for years. They were known as the most emotional duo in BTS. But everything changed as the concert entered its finale. As the music began to slow down and the members walked to the side of the stage to greet fans, Jimin appeared to lose his balance slightly due to the slippery floor from the previous water effect. It was only a split second. It was so quick. Even if you hadn't seen the specific fan cam, many people probably wouldn't have noticed. But Jungkook did. And Jungkook's reaction truly made the stadium erupt. Without a moment's hesitation, Jungkook immediately turned and moved swiftly toward Jimin. It wasn't just a reflexive gesture of help, but the way he held Jimin's hand, the way he made sure Jimin was completely stable, and then remained so close afterward, that was what made fans instantly lose control. What really made ARMY scream was Jungkook's facial expression afterward. He looked utterly panicked for a few seconds. In fact, many fans said they'd never seen Jungkook react so quickly to anyone on stage. After making sure Jimin was okay, Jungkook continued to stare at him with a worried expression. And when Jimin finally chuckled and said something quietly to him, Jungkook immediately smiled in relief in a way that made the entire internet melt. Within minutes, social media was filled with videos of that moment. Fans began slowing down the video, comparing camera angles, discussing their body language frame by frame, and the more they looked, the more small details became apparent that made the whole thing feel far more emotional than it first appeared. One of the most viral moments was when Jungkook seemed to hold Jimin's hand a little longer even though Jimin was already stable. Many fans said the moment felt so natural, so genuine, like someone instinctively afraid of losing the person most important to them. And of course, ARMY immediately began speculating. The way Jungkook looked at Jimin wasn't a normal look. He wouldn't have reacted like that if he didn't care deeply. This wasn't just friendship energy anymore. Comments like that flooded the internet just minutes after the concert ended. But wait, because it turns out that wasn't the part that had fans screaming the most. Moments after that, BTS began gathering center stage for the closing ment. All the members took turns addressing the fans and thanking them for the emotional night. When it was Jimin's turn to speak, he seemed a little calmer than usual. But right in the middle of his speech, the camera caught Jungkook staring at Jimin again without looking away. And then, Jungkook did something that made the stadium absolutely erupt. As Jimin finished speaking and bowed to the fans, Jungkook suddenly applauded the loudest while smiling proudly at them. The other members smiled along, but Jungkook's reaction was noticeably different. The way he looked at Jimin was the man looked incredibly emotional. It was as if he wanted to say something, but chose to keep it to his gaze.
일부러 일부러 그런다, 일부러.
Fans in the stadium even reported that the audience's cheers increased dramatically when the big screen showed a close-up of Jungkook staring intently at Jimin with a gentle smile. And as usual, the internet lost its mind. Hashtags about Jikook immediately trended. Edited videos began appearing on TikTok and Twitter just minutes after the concert ended. Even many non-fans were intrigued because the moment felt like a scene from a real romantic drama. What made it all the more emotional was the fact that Jungkook and Jimin's relationship has always been filled with small, profound moments. Over the years, fans have seen how Jungkook always has a different side when he's around Jimin. From the way he automatically seeks Jimin out in a crowd, the way he laughs more freely with him, to how he seems most comfortable when he's by Jimin's side. And that night, all of those feelings seemed to come out so clearly that they couldn't be hidden any longer. Some fans even said it was one of the rawest Jikook moments they've ever seen, because it didn't feel fake. It didn't feel like fan service. It all happened so quickly and spontaneously. That's what made this moment feel so real. Many believe that spontaneous actions often reveal a person's deepest feelings. And if that's true, then Jungkook's reaction that night may have said far more than any words. Especially after the concert, another detail once again sent the fandom into a frenzy. In one of the backstage videos taken by the staff, Jungkook is seen walking very close to Jimin as they leave the stage area. Even as the other members walk further apart, Jungkook is still seen keeping his eyes on Jimin, listening to what he has to say. Fans immediately rekindled their discussion about how protective Jungkook seemed that night. And of course, new theories immediately emerged. Some fans believe Jungkook has long been showing his feelings through small actions. They say Jungkook isn't the type to express his emotions with big words, but it's through small gestures, a look, the way he cares for Jimin, that everything feels so much stronger. Because sometimes, love doesn't need to be expressed directly. Sometimes love is seen in who we first seek out in times of chaos, in who we most quickly protect without thinking, from someone who makes our expressions change just because they smile. And that night, for many armies, Jungkook seemed to show it all. Another thing that made fans even more emotional was Jimin's own reaction. Instead of looking awkward, Jimin actually seemed completely comfortable with Jungkook's attention. He continued to smile slightly after the moment. Some fans even believe Jimin was teasing Jungkook because of his overly panicked reaction. That small interaction made many feel like their relationship possessed an emotional depth that was hard to explain. It's no wonder that videos of this moment quickly garnered millions of views. Every second was analyzed, every look was scrutinized, and every tiny movement between Jungkook and Jimin reaffirmed the fandom's belief that their chemistry was truly unlike any other. But the most beautiful thing wasn't whether this was a genuine confession of love or not. What made this moment so special was the sincerity that was clearly visible before everyone's eyes. In the entertainment world full of cameras and spotlights, spontaneous moments like this feel incredibly rare. No script, no preparation, just one person instinctively moving to make sure the person they care about is okay. And perhaps that's precisely why the entire fandom was so touched, because beyond all the theories and speculation, what fans saw that night were just two people who truly cared for each other. And that's why this small moment felt so big. Armies will likely continue to debate whether Jungkook was truly confessing his feelings that night. But one thing is for certain, the entire world saw how precious Jimin was to Jungkook. And honestly, the way Jungkook looked at Jimin that night said more than enough. So what do you think, Army? Was this just a sweet moment of friendship between Jungkook and Jimin? Or did Jungkook just unknowingly make the most emotional love confession in front of thousands of people? Write your thoughts in the comments section now. And if you also think this moment is too sweet to forget, don't forget to like this video, subscribe for the latest BTS and Jikook updates every day, and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next emotional moments. See you in the next video, Army. Borhi.